This is the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY one-day reading for April 5th, 2024. It's currently February 13th, 2024, 8:12 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading is currently $494.08. That's USD. And the shuffle video that we're about to play for you, matter of fact, we don't have a shuffle video for the 5th for whatever reason. It disappeared, so we'll have to do it without one for today. Oh my God, skeptics. Anyhow, so the overall theme and behavior for the day, it's the prudence card, guys. Probably the most difficult card to read in the whole deck when it comes to chart behavior. It can mean a lot of different things. Overall, what it means is be very, very careful. There's going to be some sort of really easy to be misled type of chart behavior. Sometimes that comes in the form of multiple false tops or multiple false bottoms. Sometimes it's some like sort of whipsaw action. You know, whatever it is, you want to be very, very careful not to do like something impulsive. Behavior around the high side, we have a nullified high card. It's normally a prominent move higher followed by a full retracement, but being that it's nullified, sort of hard to read there. It could mean that there isn't a move like that. Hard to say. But what it does do is make determining where the high is for the day pretty difficult because there's no correlation to it on the timeline. We'll get into it in depth though. We'll probably figure it out. And then behavior on the lowest low, there's an important price level or an important resistance level near the low where we kind of like flatten out sideways. The yellow translucent highlight indicates Ace of Cups opportunity, even though we see it here first thing in the morning. Nullified trade card as well, making that a little bit difficult to determine. Overall, the VIX shoots up today. This card right here, if you guys don't know, we switched this from a volume to a VIX. This is the VIX card now, and it represents a significant move higher in the VIX today. So that tells us quite a lot about what's going on here. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise or you can use YouTube tips. And that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. Okay, guys, remember going left to right across the screen, you have the timeline cards, each representing about each representing about 60 minutes of time. But it's important to understand that not in every reading will each card's energy line up perfectly with 60 minutes of time. You may have to give the reading plus or minus an hour here or there wiggle room. Always follow the sequence of events because that will remain accurate, even in cases where we might vary a little bit plus or minus here. It happens occasionally, not in all readings, sometimes. So in the pre-market, we open higher and there's a notable decline that offers a significant opportunity. We have a low in the pre-market, and then we probably have a little bit of a rally around the open because we have like these three pokes through an important resistance level followed by a sharp drop into the open, taking us to a low again. In the first half hour, we're probably we probably make consecutively lower lows. There's a low here in the pre-market, a lower low at the open, probably a lower one in that first half hour, and then out of that low in the first half hour, we have a really big move, either like a gap up or like a move out of oversold territory, something like that, just a prominent move higher, continuing into the 10 to 11 o'clock hour. In the 10 to 11 o'clock hour, that notable move higher offers an opportunity to close a long position or open up a short. And actually, that's what the Ace of Cups, I left that out. That's what the Ace of Cups is all about. Opening up a long position, closing a short position, right? So if you opened up a short here in this pop and drop, we're at this resistance, like partial short here, I would say you'd want to close it in the midst of these lows that we have around the open. The sooner the better, because you're risking it the longer it's in the market, but the longer you hold it, the more likely you are to make more. But you want to be careful. There's a balance between risk tolerance and, potential earnings. You have to be very careful. So for a day trade in the midst of the decline, I'd open up a partial short and then if we went lower, I'd open up a partial long, and then if we go lower, I'd open up more long. If we went lower into the first half hour, I'd add to that long, and then I would look to close the long here in the end of this rally, probably between 11 and 12 before we have this peak that we decline from pretty sharply between 11 and 12 o'clock. Yeah, and actually this orange correlation here between 10 and 11 is one of the places where the prudence card energy really stands out. So this move higher probably makes it look like we're going to continue going higher, and instead we turn around, right? So be very careful. Don't get greedy there. Exit there. You can open up a short there, and if you open up the short, I think it's probably whipsaw action that the prudence card is foretelling of. But you probably can close the short midday at this low here that we have midday. It might be a little tricky, so I don't know if you want to risk it, but you could probably do that. I would look for a period of sideways rotation after a decline that increases with momentum. Okay, so first we've got this peak here that we sell off from between 11 and 12, and then at the beginning of the 12 o'clock hour, there's a big move higher that'll stand out. That big move higher is then followed by a decline that increases with momentum moving forward into a low. And we'll know the low because we'll do sideways rotation along the low, and it'll be before a big move higher. So I'd want to close out of the short at that sideways rotation. If move higher doesn't last, I'm advised to be cautious again with this orange correlation, not to be fooled. And there's a decline in the 2 to 3 o'clock hour that does end with a fast sudden move higher, possibly taking us to a high for the day. We sell off from that peak there towards the end of the, just before 3 o'clock, there's a peak. We sell off from that pretty notably, doing through support. And then we do like a U-shaped reversal below that support, come back and reuse it as support there in the last hour. A notable reversal in that last, right around the close. It'll probably be like a scary decline here in that last hour right around the close. And you're advised to be cautious because it would be a good opportunity based on this yellow correlation to open up a long position for a swing trade over the weekend. You can see we open higher and there's pretty bullish stuff going on here first thing. And even this abundance card indicates sneak preview. It could be indicating a new high for the month. And when we look at the 1 month, we've got highest high correlations, like really strong, a ton of cross-reading congruency energies here between the 8th and the 9th. And that's SPY for April 5th, 2024. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that. It really helps out the channel. Most importantly, make sure to follow that rule of karma, my friends. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.